All right, guys. Thrower Barbarian. This is a very simple class that is very, very fucking good throughout the whole game. It's just powerful, guys. It's just really powerful, and it's very consistent. Very good damage from any range. Just very fucking good. So let's talk about it. Obviously, Barbarian. I guess we can talk about this a little bit. Rage, you guys know, it gives you resistance to physical damage, advantage on strength checks and saves, and you'll do an extra 2 damage. And it's a bonus action cast. Cost a bonus action range charge. Unarmored defense you'll also get. When you're not wearing armor, you add your constitution modifier to your armor class. But you can still wear medium and light armor without impeding your rage. But if you wear heavy armor, your rage basically is useless. You lose every part of it. But I believe you still are able to rage and use abilities that come with rage if you wear heavy armor. But you won't be able to get the bonuses from rage. Okay, so what do we want for our stats? Obviously, strength and constitution, I mean, was pretty obvious, right? So let's bump strength to 17. Let's get constitution to 16. And then I think we get dexterity to 14. And just wisdom 10 to avoid some stuff going on there. Proficiencies. Athletics is pretty useful. And then it's your choice between perception and survival. Survival can be good to find things that you need to dig up, and perception can be good for finding things in general. So yeah, it just depends if what you want to pick. Neither one is a big deal. To kind of explain this build and why it is so good, by the way, it's going to be because of the Tavern Brawler feat. You guys don't know, the Tavern Brawler feat is like the most broken feat in this game if you can make use of it. It's what makes the God tier Tavern Brawler Monk, which I absolutely steamrolled honor mode with. I steamrolled the entirety. I didn't just like go and try to beat the game fast either. I got, level 12. I beat the House of Hope. I won't really spoil too much about that, but I beat that with ease. The game was super easy. Monk was just really good in general, though, to be fair. Even early, like the early game is the toughest part of the game, and Monk is pretty good early game. So that was part of it, but Barbarian is also a pretty good early game. And you really just need to get level 4 to come online, and getting to level 4 isn't that hard. Usually before level 4 is your toughest time. Before level 5 especially is your toughest time, but... yeah, let's talk about what we get. Danger Sense, advantage on dex saving throws against trap spells and surfaces. That's nice. Less chance of getting hit by the attack roll spells. And traps too, I guess. You can't be blind or incapacitated, though. And then you get your Reckless Attack, which gives you advantage on attack rolls. This can be nice. You should only use this as a reaction. Because if you miss an attack roll, then it'll pop up as a reaction. And then you can use it. Otherwise, enemies will have advantage against you. So you might not need to use it to get advantage. I didn't mean to hit multiclass, sorry. There we go. So that's level 2, level 3. This is where we're going to get our subclass, Berserker. I like Wildheart, by the way, guys. This is like very fun. And Bearheart is really cool. You get like resistance to everything, which is awesome. And these other ones can be fun too. My friend is playing Eagle in our current playthrough. And it's just fun. Diving Strike is cool. It's fun. But Berserker is just the best. You get Frenzy, which gives you access to Frenzied Strike, which is not that good, but what we need is Enraged Throw. It's going to guarantee whenever you throw, you'll knock your enemies prone. That's not a check or anything. It's a guarantee. They get hit by this, you hit the weapon makes contact with them and hits them, they're prone. GG's. That's it. It's so good, and it's a bonus action, so you get another throw. I guess I should explain that to get this build online, you're going to need a piece of the returning pike, I believe. You get in Act 1 from Grot the Trader. He's the guy that's at the Goblin Camp. He's literally standing like right when you enter the camp where like everybody's partying and Bolo is singing. He's like directly to the right, and he sells stuff. Buy this from him. Steal. I guess you could try to steal it from him. There's a lot of guys there. But yeah, get this from him. If you kill him, I don't think he'll drop it. It returns to you when thrown. There's some other good returning weapons you can get later in the game that are good, that are better than this, but that's not till like Act 3. So until then, you're going to be using this because you just throw it and it comes back to you. Anything that increases damage, such as that acid ring that just adds 2 flat damage to your attacks, very good as well. But the returning pike is necessary for the build. Okay, your feat, like I said, Tavern Brawler. This is what makes or breaks the build. Strength 18, absolutely lovely. We get a fucking strength to get to 18, and we get Tavern Brawler. Unarmed attacks, improvised weapon, or throw something. Keyword, throw something. Your strength modifier is added twice to the damage and attack rolls. This means you can't miss, basically. You basically can't miss, especially if you rolled halfling. You'll never roll a 1 again. You can't miss, and you get Baku Bucks damage added on top. Okay, Tavern Brawler is so fucking good, it's not even funny. So you need this feat. It makes the build. Basically, you can't, yeah, for people who like are into D&D, I don't really play much D&D. I'd like to play more, but I don't really have like DMs, so I've been DMing like a game a little bit for our friends. I'm trying to. I'm not really good at it, but and apparently there's a thing in there called bounded accuracy, where you can't, it's impossible for you to have too high accuracy in there, but in Baldur's Gate 3 that doesn't exist. So you basically can get up to 99.9% accuracy type shit, you know? But you could still roll a 1 and critical fail. With Halfling, that's not possible, so you basically have a 100% chance to hit. With any Tavern Brawler should roll Halfling because of that. That basically guaranteed hit. Extra attack, we're getting at level 5. That means another throw. Very good. And if you're hasted, 2 more. Fast movement, not wearing heavy armor, you get increased movement speed. That includes medium armor, by the way, which you could totally get medium armor throughout the game. You get medium armor from Grimforge, and there's very good medium armor that adds your dex modifier. I think that dex modifier is on top of your con modifier as well, which is very good. So for level 6, we probably want a multi-class now. We're definitely going to want a multi-class now. Now, what do we want to do? Well, we could go rogue and put 3 levels in here so that we can get thief for another throw, and also allows us to rage and enrage throw on the same turn. Or we could go fighter and grab Eldritch Knight, which lets us bind our weapon to us so that we can throw any weapon in the game. Both are very good, and we will be doing both, but what we want to do first is really up to us. I think that the best course of action is to first go fighter, because we can get that action surge at level 2, and then also get that Eldritch Knight bind weapon at level 3, and rather than just basically getting the rogue thing at level 3. So we get kind of 2 things, and we also get a fighting style, which can be nice. Okay, probably something like defense. I think defense is probably going to be the best, because I don't think we do anything like this because we're throwing. Yeah, so just do defense, get a bonus armor class, and we're Gucci gang. It's a nice little bonus. Fighter level 2, we're getting action surge. We love to see that. That's an extra 2 throws. Fighter level 3, we're grabbing Eldritch Knight. It's pretty awesome, guys. Eldritch Knight is really cool. Weapon bound. Ritually bind this weapon in your main hand. The weapon can't be knocked out of your hand and it automatically returns to you when thrown. So cool. So cool, guys. And you get some cantrip spells. It's just kind of fun, but they do use charisma, which we don't care about. But you can grab Blade Ward, and nah, it actually won't be useful because you're a barbarian. So it's really up to you. I don't like any of this shit. So it's kind of like, who cares, right? Let's do like light and minor illusion. You could grab friends if you wanted, but and then shield is an obvious choice for our spell, and magic missile is another obvious choice because it'll allow us to hit an enemy 5 times or 3 times. But if we can we upcast it? Will we get? I don't think we get more spell slots actually. So it's going to be 3 times, which can be nice for people who have unstoppable. This can be helpful, but it really doesn't matter. at the end of the day. It's just nice to have that guaranteed 3 hits. You're probably never going to want to use that unless maybe you really need to burn Unstoppable, but somebody else could always do that too. It's up to what your party comp is. Just a nice option. And then we get an added wizard spell, which really, it's not a huge deal. Like I said, we don't really care. I don't know, man. Expeditious Retreat is not bad. It's a bonus action, and you get dashes as a bonus action, which is pretty nice. I think Expeditious Retreat is probably the best pick here. Long Strider could be good if nobody else has it, but you probably do have somebody else have it by now. And yeah, Grease is not bad either. It's nice to make people slip, but probably Expeditious Retreat, Long Strider, maybe Featherfall if nobody's got it. But yeah, we've got Eldritch Knight, which is pretty fucking sick, dude. Pretty awesome. And now this is where we can go down Rogue. We don't really care about the extra 2 strength yet. I think we care more about getting that extra bonus action, right? And then we can, but it's up to you. If you want the extra 2 strength, it is going to be pretty good because of Tavern Brawler. Extra 2 strength, or the +1 to, you know, your attack rolls and everything is like basically doubled, and you'll get additional like 3 or so damage on each hit, which is not bad at all. So it might be worth it going down, but for the sake of this, we're going to grab Rogue first. Let's take these expertises out. Athletics expertise we like. Acrobatics expertise we like. Luke likey, okay? That's good. We're not the face of the party, we're the Barbarian. All right, we are all about combat. So we take these combat expertises whenever we can, which is a very nice addition to Rogue. We can't be pushed, we can't push, or we can push, rather. Having this cunning action dash is also nice, which is what kind of makes Expeditious Retreat redundant now that I think about it. Yeah, probably best to actually grab something else instead of Expeditious Retreat. But it was nice to have for those 2 levels, because level 8 to level 10 is a pretty big gap. And now here at level 11, we can grab the Thief subclass, so that we can get that additional bonus action. So now we can throw twice with the Enraged Throw for 2 different prones. And then, you know, we get all those other bonuses. But yeah, that Returning Pike, by the way, once you got Eldritch Knight, was redundant. You just grab the best throwing weapon you can possibly get. There are some powerful ones, especially in Act 3, that you can get. But just take whatever weapon does the most damage, whatever you think is the best, and use that as your throw, because you can bind it to yourself now. There's even, I think, a weapon in Act 1 from the Hobgoblin in the Myconid colony. That's very good. That actually goes with the Eldritch Knight. Bind. It does additional damage because of that. And then now, since we are level 4, we could grab either Thief or this for the next feat. I would grab Fighter, because you get an extra spell. Not a huge deal, but you also get an extra HP. Grab your ability improvement, strength, and then you can take a spell. Maybe you take Mage Armor and you can cast this on your friend, because your spell slots aren't nearly as valuable as your like wizard spell slots, for example. But also, wizards aren't really casting level 1 spells. So it really is up to you. You're not really casting it either, though. Thunderwave is cool, though, if you want Thunderwave to push people off, but they're gonna have to make a save, and your DC is ass. So I think Save Armor is probably better. I'm sorry, Mage Armor. And that's the build, guys. It's so fucking good. Leave a like if you thought the build was helpful. Check out my other Baldur's Gate 3 build guides. I've got a ton of Baldur's Gate 3 guides and builds. Sometimes I stream honor mode runs, so you can check that out by subscribing and seeing any new build guides that come out. And yeah, peace and air grease, guys. Good luck.